Wait a minute, stop. Hold on.
And how old was he? How old do you figure he was?
Okay, he's, to be exact, 64.
64.
Yeah, and because he just had a birthday yesterday, as a matter of fact. I heard them saying. But anyway, basically what went on was, I, was having some issues with my leg or whatever, and I had to have surgery on my leg, right? And I had something called septic arthritis.
Septic arthritis.
And if you know anything about it, which I never heard anything of it until I experienced it. I mean, of course, we all heard about arthritis or whatnot, but you have so many different forms of arthritis, So once I went into the hospital, well, basically what my leg was doing was my leg would swell up and go down. Might not have any more problems with it for maybe like a couple of days or so, and then it got to the point where it would swell up, go down, and it just got to the point where it wouldn't go down at all anymore. And I mean, I was experiencing like having trouble walking, and it would be days that I would actually have to have help getting up to walk, having to have help to walk, and during that time frame of when I was going through what I was going through with my leg, I experienced so many different things that I just didn't understand. It was just like kind of like I had checked out of life, like I just didn't even care about certain things. And so once I went into the hospital and did a little research on the type of arthritis that I had, septic arthritis, if you know anything about it, it has five what's it called, symptoms. 5 symptoms that you will go through that you might not even know at the time that you're going through, but the number one symptom that you go through is let me see how exactly did they word it. Basically, you have you kind of like check out mentally, like things that you would normally care about, you just don't even care no more. You know what I'm saying? That was the number one thing that I experienced. Like I just didn't care anymore at all. Like I remember that I was going through a phase where I would sit outside on the porch and wouldn't even go in the house. Like I would sit there all day, all night, sleep on the porch, and be like, honey, why don't you go in the house? Nah, for some reason in my mind, I feel like if I went in the house, I was gonna miss something. You know what I'm saying? And I literally, I got to the point where I started using the bathroom on myself. And not that I was doing it on purpose, just for some reason, it was like I didn't have any control over it. And I mean, it was like I said, all 5 symptoms I went through. But that was the number one thing that I remember, just mentally checking out. And once I, did my research on it, that's when I realized, okay, you know what, this is what was going on. And it was like slowly but surely, once I had let my leg get so bad, and basically like septic arthritis, you don't necessarily have to do anything. It's like, by me staying like in bandos and being like in unclean areas, you can just have a small cut and your leg, my leg, got infected. I don't know exactly how or what happened. I mean, that's the only thing that I can see, is that me being in unclean areas, and just having the smallest cut on my knee or whatever, and basically
it got infected.
Yeah, it got infected, and so,
What made the guy physically assault you?
So with him, it was a guy that, that I had been knowing for a while. And when I was going through my whole thing with my leg before I had my surgery and stuff, he was a good friend that, I could always count on. It would come and, check on me or whatever often. And so, we kind of got involved, but I mean, we didn't like get involved to the point where like we say, okay, hey, we committed to each other. It wasn't like that, but it was just kind of like an unseen thing. You know what I'm saying?
Messing around with each other.
Right. And so the thing was, the more time we spent together, the more I started seeing like the real him. He came across this this sweetheart, like too good to be true. Like I just, you know what I'm saying? And then I realized that, you know, it started, the more you be around a person, you know, you see their real side. And so, and honestly, what I think is, I really think the boy is like like a, well, I wouldn't say a pedophile, but, you know, he got like those ways where he'll take something, you know what I'm saying?
What, a rapist?
I mean, yeah, in my mind, I really kind of think that about him, because it's been a time where, and actually, that's what really kind of led to me not wanting to deal with him no more, because like he would get so upset about sex and me not wanting to have sex or whatnot, and to the point where I almost felt like that if it came down to it, he would take it, you know. And I just got to the point where I started feeling very uncomfortable around him. And me, I'm not easily, you know, scared. You know what I'm saying? Not easily scared. But he just got to the point where I didn't want to be around him alone and all. Because his attitude, he's just like a ticking time bomb just waiting to go off. And I didn't have time for that. And so, anyway, that's kind of, like I said, what led to the particular situation where one time where I felt like that he would, you know, really try to take it from me. And so I begged off of him, you know what I'm saying? Because if I feel that way, then no, I don't want to be around you. If I feel like I gotta be scared to be around you alone, I don't want to be around you. So with that being said, I just kind of begged off of him, and so then I would just see him, you know, sometime from time to time, you know what I'm saying? We would hook up. But this particular situation, it would be like if he buy me drugs or whatever, right? And it's like at that point I become his prisoner.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, you're his property.
You can buy me a damn $10 pack of drugs, and I'm supposed, and you own me, you know, and like, they don't operate like that with me. Like, why are you any different than any other, you know, person that on the street that, you know, that's looking to do dates or whatever? You not no different. And we're gonna do our thing and keep it pushing. But for some reason in his mind, he felt like he's supposed to get all this extra time with me, and it don't work like that.
Okay.
So, anyway.
And he wound up.
Yes. Okay. So this night in particular, okay. He didn't actually buy me no drugs. He gave me $3 for, let me see. Was it to go towards my drugs, or was going to the store or something? Anyway, he gave me $3 towards something. Okay. I don't know if it was what we was getting at the store, or go towards my drugs, whatever it was. But anyway, he gave me $3. And so when we get back to the house, every time, like, he would get high, every time he would hit that pipe, it was just like, he go to looking for shit, he can't find this, he can't find that, somebody took this, somebody took, you know what I'm saying? Just, you get the tweaking and shit, and then, like, I just noticed that he just had got to the point where he would be really, really, really aggressive with me. And the more I would be around him, since that incident that I told you, I felt like he would take something from me. Since that incident, it just got to the point where I just started feeling more and more uncomfortable with being around him. So ever since then, I just made it a promise to myself, when I could put myself in a situation where I'm alone with him and I'm feeling scared. So he just started flipping out that night or whatever, and it was like, I'm finna go and get me some dope, and, you know, just start going off. And every time I would try to say something to him, like, he couldn't find his phone, and I'd be like, what, did you look such a... He just get to yelling and screaming at me, and I don't have time for that. Like, why are you yelling at me?
What all did he do to you?
Okay, yeah, so I'm getting to that. So he when he started yelling at me or whatever, and just saying he can't find his friend, so I just got up and I got my bag and I left, and I walked on out the house and I left, because I just got to that point where, like I said, I felt like he would get violent. So I left, and if random people was like coming up to me like, such looking for you.
Okay.
And, you know, like, he even walked through the one car that I was sitting in, and he didn't see me sitting in the car, asking that person if he had seen me. So anyway, so when I finally made it back to, you know, the spot where he was at, well, we was, you know, it's an abandonment where we was always, you know, would go to or whatever, but I finally did run into him. He walked up and was like, honey, do you got my $3? I said, $3 for what? For this shit I bought you and you ran out. I was looking at him like, really? $3? I'm thinking to myself, you can't be serious right now because you have given me way more money and you shipping about $3. And so I reached in my pocket and I was like, no, I don't got $3. I said, but I got $1 in my pocket. And I was like, give me a minute, I can get your other $2. And then that's when he just started attacking me. Yeah, and he kicked me down on the ground. I mean, like I'm talking about he really like
just beat you down.
Just beat me. I'm talking about kicking me, punching me in my head. The only thing I could think of was just covering my face. So, you know, he couldn't mess with my face. He was punching me in the back.
Wow.
Kicking me in the back, kicking me in my head. You know what I'm saying? Just I'm talking about stomping me.
Wow.
Then he told me to go in the house because it started outside. I was pulling up, I was in the car, so mad. And he told me to go in the house, and I remember a time when he told me that if I move or if I do something, he said that, you know, he would kill me or whatnot.
Wow.
And so that's when he picked up a stick, and the stick had nails hanging out of it, and literally he beat me. I know for about a good 20 minutes, and like,
and nobody,
and all those people that's standing outside on the block, and like, I know, heard me screaming, crying, yelling out for help, and nobody even bothered to even help, and it was so sad. Like, I know these folks knew exactly where this scream was coming from or whatever, and didn't even try to investigate it.
My heart goes out to you because now if you jump in people's business, you get shot and killed. So
yeah.
People try to stay out of it. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't, because you see a person in need and you really want to help them.
Mm-hmm.
But you're risking your life getting involved in it, you know. So I just, how was your body after that? I mean,
well, you know, like I was already just 100% healed with my leg, and it's like now, okay, I'm kind of feeling like I'm back to square one with my leg because, you know, and with my knee, you know, that was one of the places he hit me when he was kicking.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying, it was like my knee just swelled back up instantly, and it's, you know.
I know you were on crutches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to get an update on you, so
okay.
What else has been going on with you? You haven't been arrested? No crazy customers?
No, not arrested. Matter of fact, next month I'll just make 2 years since I've been in jail cell.
Okay.
So.
Okay. I know they've been doing raids around there, so
yeah.
Busting the dope houses. So you've been staying clear of that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad to hear that. Well, I'm not gonna hold you. I just wanted to pick your brain and get an update with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad to see your leg is healed. I know you were walking on crutches for quite some time.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
That come from, you know what I'm saying, not go ahead on and handle my business like I should have.
Okay. So the hospital gave you medication to bring the what is it, the infection down?
Yeah, I had to have surgery, like 3 of them to.
Wow.
That's how bad I had let the infection get.
Okay. There were many of you that were concerned for Honey's well-being. She is alert. She is sitting here talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
Her leg has gone down, and I did try to get her to go to the hospital that day, but she did wind up going to the hospital later on, and she's sitting here for the most part as okay as she can be for right now. I guess that would be a truthful assessment of it.
Yeah.
And so many of them had questions about you, so I had to drive around, and it was tough locating you, but I found you. So here you are, and I'm glad, and I think my YouTube family is glad that you're okay too. So we ask that you all like, share, and subscribe, and comment on the video. Let me know what you would want me to ask her and some of the other ladies that I interview, you know, as far as me being out here in these dangerous spots. And this is Maniac Mo. We are gone. Bye-bye.